a world full of AI, we need to go back to analog. We need to go back to do things that we actually enjoy outside of our computers. We need to enjoy things like reading again. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Japanese fashion magazines. My love for it, fashion, the culture, cars. Not necessarily all the materialistic things, but things that we can enjoy again and we can have a community for and be able to just inspire each other again in a world full of robotic, give me this, give me that in an instant right away. If you love fashion that inspires you, or if you're just interested in fashion magazines in general, especially Japanese ones, you're going to want to tune into this one. Japanese magazines. This is where it all started for me. I started reading Go Out magazines, POPEYE. I really started to enjoy the love for attainable fashion. It felt like Japanese magazines could speak to you and make you feel, it made me feel seen because, American magazines for the most part show Americans and I couldn't see myself in that. I couldn't identify myself in the pages that I was flipping through. Japanese magazines have fashion that feels like you can actually buy that. Not some haute couture or super fashionable high-end designer brand that says, nope, you have $300. This bag costs $300, so that's all you can get. And you're going to be broke by the time that you buy this bag. Making fashion, culture, making food, architect, home design, interior design, having all of that into one magazine, it just feels more cohesive in that way. Fashion magazines nowadays feel so curated and so filled with ads. It feels like I'm watching a TikTok video and there's ads while I'm going through the pages. And I understand that part of the gimmick and the whole thing is an ad, but let me just show you instead of telling you. You go through these really cool profiles of other people that are just as fashionable, and they make sure that, they live up to the culture. They live up to what the magazine really truly means. And it means to me it's individuality. To me it's celebrating Asian culture in a way that most magazines, well, they're not trying to, but most magazines aren't trying to go for that. As well as just overall aesthetics that I'm really into. For example, Gorpcore. It's been such a blessing seeing my video go so well for the Salomon Cortex GTX XT6. I know it's too long of a phrase. I probably butchered that, but that's okay. Seeing how a shoe can divide and bring people together is just so inspiring to me. It shows that people want functionality, people want honesty, they want the truth, and that's what I want to bring to them. It just feels like one shoe or a product could really make people think that, hey, maybe we're not so different. Maybe just because you're wearing New Balance and I'm wearing Salomon doesn't mean we're different, but we're in the same umbrella of that, Gorpcore. That functionality, that utilitarian function that I'm looking for. Meaning that it has one more function. Pants are not just pants. They're a way to store things. They're a way to express how you feel, depending on the texture, the fit, color, and overall shape. This just brings so much life into clothing that means just because you're wearing a jacket doesn't mean you can't have an umbrella inside it. Doesn't mean that you can also have, your groceries, your grocery bag inside it. Having multi-purpose for the clothes that we love is so important to me, and it's, something that I've been more interested in learning more about, which Gorpcore is more for hiking and trailing and camping, which, I'm really into. And so it means that there's hope in having an aesthetic and a fashion style and a fashion sense that actually gives more of a reason for you to buy pants or buy shirts, buy jackets that, have a multi-purpose and not just something you throw on, but something that can give you opportunity to go out in the mountains and then, explore the woods with your friends or by yourself. And you're warm, you're protected, and you get to enjoy a hike that you could never have been able to experience without this jacket. So like things like that, it really brings out the best in Japanese magazines. Another part about this is the product, the product layout in general, and the product that they want to promote. It's just laid out so much more differently than most Americans or most American magazines. Even to the cars. These types of cars are usually not available in American markets, but man, would I love to import this. Something that's so functional, something that's so functional that you can bring to wherever you want to go, camping, surfing, all the outdoor activities. I think it's something fun. I think it's something necessary, and a lot more people should get into magazines just like this, just to see a new culture or something that strikes curiosity to them. Because not enough people are talking about Japanese magazines, and we really need to start studying them because they offer so much information that we should really be able to soak in and enjoy. Another part that I really like is when they give a profile to people in their homes, and as you can see, I'm not sure if it's showing well, but as you can see, they're showing this guy and he's just in his house, but it's showing how functional his house is and how well established you can be with working with the space that you have. I'm trying to be more like that, using my space for multi-purpose, multifunctional, and it feels like you can actually live in that space and also be creative. Because sometimes, they say, don't shit where you lay, and I believe in that, but you want to separate yourself to have creativity where you sleep, and then separate yourself to, produce things, create things, inspire other people, inspire yourself, motivate others. I think that's a beautiful thing, and Japanese magazines do just that. And I mean, come on. Who else has purple hiking shoes except Merrill? That's pretty fire. This is really the one that changed it all for me. POPEYE. And it's a nod to Americana culture with Popeye the Sailor Man, of course. And it's just explaining how, you can combine two cultures in one and still be respectful for each other. And still have a character that, creates information that can be educational for others. And this magazine just does that, combining cultures, fashion, and bringing people together in a community that usually wouldn't be if it was just a bunch of ads with designer bags and makeup and clothing. And I love all that stuff too, but sometimes you want to have something that you feel like you can relate to, and that's important. POPEYE Magazine does a really good job of highlighting places to go, places to buy, the things that they're recommending and other people are recommending as well. And I think that's important, to share the knowledge that you have to other people of, where'd you buy that? Where'd you get this? It makes you feel like you can have information that you can, share with others and enjoy fashion together. And maybe you have a topic that you can talk about now. They even make backpacks look cool. I mean, come on. How sick is that picture? And the best part of all of this is that it's actually somewhat affordable, $18. It's not going to kill you. It's probably going to be the same amount that you're going to buy for Starbucks with like 3 drinks, It adds up. This one from Kinokouniya. Not sure how well you can see that, but 18 bucks. Come on, that's a steal. I'm saying all this because I feel like we need more inspiration to get away from, our computers sometimes, to relax and enjoy things as they are. I really love that we're going back to analog. I really love that we're starting to enjoy actual things again and going back in time and seeing things that we can, handle and hold on to physically. I feel like that's more important now than ever in a world of AI where you can just tell this thing to do what you want to do, and I'm guilty of that too. But sometimes you want to disconnect yourself, unplug, unwind, and read a Japanese magazine or two. POPEYE, Brutus, whatever your pick is. It's really important that we start to enjoy the things around us instead of just stay connected to our phones all the time and live analog in a digital world. It's more important now more than ever. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe over here. If you want to watch another video over here, hope you have a blessed day.